Grossmont College Radio, El Cajon, California.
It's big, it's beautiful, and you're gonna love it.
Welcome to Breakfast of Imbeciles, the thinking man's analysis of giant hamster balls, lunch lady larceny, ham, and all the other hard-hitting stories cable news doesn't want you to hear.
No, it's not.
It's different. It's unusual.
Not. Ladies and gentlemen, Breakfast of Imbeciles. Good morning, everybody. I am DJ Lunchbox here on Griffin Radio, and I'm once again joined by...
Yours truly, DJ Thunderstruck.
Good morning, DJ Thunderstruck. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, I woke up relatively early. I had my coffee. You know, I had a good breakfast. I'm feeling full. I'm feeling whole.
You're feeling whole. Oh,
yeah.
That's a nice change for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually you come staggering in here with one eye kind of half closed, a little bit bloodshot.
Yeah, I'm not my usual bitter self. Let's just put it that way.
Well, that'll be a nice change. Let's see what that's like for once.
Yeah. let's get into it. Yeah, I'm ready.
The views, comments, and opinions expressed on the show are those of the individuals and not necessarily shared by Griffin Radio, the Media Communications Department, Grossmont College, or the Grossmont Cuyamaca Community College District. This podcast is copywritten by Griffin Radio and Grossmont College 2018. Thank you very much. Don't forget, you can check us out on Facebook at Griffin Radio 119. Our Instagram channel is Griffin Radio SD. And, of course, as always, as ever, you can listen to us on the TuneIn app. Look for Griffin Radio for your Android and iPhone. Or you can listen to us on your computer at grossmont.edu/Griffin Radio. I mean, how easy can we make it any easier?
I mean, the TuneIn app is free, so that's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap if I say so
myself. There is not one of those options that requires any money whatsoever. It is all free.
Exactly.
Free.
You're already on your phone. You might as well just look us up.
Exactly.
You're over here DMing girls that aren't going to message you back. You might as well listen to us.
Well,
we care about
you're
you.
Just harassing.
We care about you, listeners. We care about you. Give us the attention. Thank you.
God.
That's my little
Well, that went a weird
today.
place. Thanks for that, I guess.
You gotta let them know. You know. we ignore the ones that love us, and we chase the ones that hate us. All right.
Okay, this is going a very, very dark place now. It's too early.
The train has been derailed.
We've been on for 2 minutes, and you're already bringing me down.
I'm feeling it.
Don't forget, you can also send me an email to lunchboxthedj@gmail.com. I appreciate any questions, comments, or concerns. If you have anything you'd like to hear on the air said, as long as it's good and clean, I will be more than happy to take it as my own and pretend that I was creative enough to find that on your behalf. So thank you very much for your content in advance. We got a couple of announcements we can make once again, and you'll probably only hear this one or two more times, so listen up. Tomorrow, October 10th from 10 to 2 p.m. is the 2018 Grossmont College Career Expo. Go, why don't you? I can't imagine that we've beat this over anybody's head too much. It's important. Go. It's a career expo.
Get a job. Get out of your mom's basement. If we don't even have those here, but still.
Basements?
The message still resonates.
Basements or mothers?
Oh. Both, I guess.
Both.
Yeah.
Or mothers in basements. Who knows?
Oh, God. That's a whole other story.
We have a new guest mother. 10 to 2 tomorrow. Come on by. For more information, you can call 619-644-7612. 619-644-7612. It's just a lot of really good information. There's going to be booths out there. There's going to be people. There's going to be standing sunlight.
Hey, we'll be out there.
Yeah, that's right. We are going to be out there.
If you want to put the faces to the beautiful voices, we'll be there, signing autographs.
We might need to get some stand-ins.
Oh, yeah. I might pay somebody to stand in for me. That's a good idea.
You got to show them off your new luxurious ebony mane.
I don't want to disappoint anybody. So
well, then why are you sitting? Never mind.
Oh, God. Okay, but yeah, it'll be a fun event. You know, over 70 employers confirmed. We'll be out there.
Wow.
Laying down some sick tracks.
Oh, that's gonna be busy.
So hey, if you want to get your resume ready, iron your shirt because you come to school looking like a slob. You might as well change it up at least one day in your life.
Put on your shirt, lick the mustard stains off the sleeve.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And if you're feeling, kind of crazy, come over to us, talk to us, request a song. We're always happy to take requests.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it should be a good event.
So come on down. Once again, was that you or me?
Oh, my goodness.
I heard that through my headphones. That might have been me. I'm going to put this over here. The Grossmont College Music Department is presenting Swing Under the Stars on October 11th, which is showcasing the talents of Grossmont College faculty, students, and alumni. It is Thursday, October 11th only. One day, one presentation only at 6:30 p.m. Thursday. They'll be providing free swing lessons from 6:30 to 7:30, and then the Jazz Cat Orchestra featuring Whitney Shea will be playing from 7:30 to 9:30. It is a... Oh, excuse me.
Are you all right? Do you need
backing
CPR?
up on me? Evil's just overflowing here.
Oh, God.
It's a...
He's a man. He's a man possessed, ladies
That's a
and
great
gentlemen.
segue here. It's a scholarship fundraiser. Scholarship fundraiser. They got free parking over in Lot 5, so you don't even have to go get a pass or anything. Just come on by. Free swing lessons. I mean, how fun is that for an hour? Master it in an hour.
I don't think I'd be able to do that. I do have 2 left feet. I can just see myself stumbling over.
I'd like to see that. That would be funny.
I trip at least once or twice. Just
dinner and a show. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God.
So once again, Swing Under the Stars, Thursday, October 11th, only at 6:30 p.m.
You know what comes to mind for me on that? Like how these dances, like swing dancing, has become such a like historical like part of our culture. I'm just wondering if maybe 100 years from now they'll be doing dance classes for like the floss. You know, those annoying little Fortnite dances that 12-year-olds do, swinging their arms back and forth, looking like hot messes. I just wonder if that's going to be a class that they're giving like in a Zumba class one day in 50 years.
I really, really hope that's the case. I hope that happens.
God, what's happening to
I
our
don't
generation?
think it will, because there's nothing that lasts anymore. Everything's always trends that, you know, carries on for a couple of years at best.
Right.
But I would love to see a bunch of kids in, 2100 taking classic twerk lessons.
Oh, jeez.
Ballroom twerking.
That will be that. You laugh now. That's going to be a thing, and then our kids are going to look down on us like, "What were you doing? Like, what was going through your head?" Jeez, I die a little every time I see kids doing those little Fortnite dances.
Oh
God.
Is that what that's from? The floss from Fortnite?
Yeah.
I'm well aware of Fortnite. I have chosen not to get engaged just because I'm not a big fan of the Battle Royale games for the most part.
Yeah,
there's one or two I do enjoy, but
of course,
a lot of the games that rely very heavily on loot boxes just kind of not really.
I just think it's a very corny game, and I know that's a controversial statement. Feel free to send your hate mail to DJ Lunchbox. But
yeah, please do, because that's not my email address, so send it.
Yeah, there you go.
There is some poor schmuck out there who has DJ Lunchbox
exactly.
at gmail.com, so he's going to get all.
Tell him we want the email back.
Can you forward that?
Yeah.
Hopefully he's listening.
There you go. All right, I'm done with my spiel. That's it. Let's go.
Well, I want to flip a coin whether we're going to get a little B-Milly sighting, and I know Supremus was talking about swinging by here at some point. So do you think we might see anybody in the next 5 minutes or so? Because that's usually when they roll in.
I want to say no, but at the same time, I want to hold out. I want to hold out hope for them.
You keep that candle lit.
But I'm also great enough on my own to carry the show. So.
Yes. You are a heavy lifter. That's right.
Thank you.
I gotta say, I'm a little out of sorts today.
It was a rough day for you, wasn't it?
Not much has gone well.
Welcome to my life. That's every day in the life of Jesse Barrios.
Well, I already told you how I went to go get the music ready for the start of today's show, and I realized it was only half the intro,
right? Which
was hysterical because you hear Sales, and then it just starts playing the music. I was like, well, that's not right.
That's terrifying.
Something's gone wrong somewhere. So thank God I had my files with me. I didn't have my flash drive, so I left all the sounds and everything. So that itself was bad enough.
You came prepared, though.
I had a weird dream the other night, which oddly is something you would have expected for somebody who was just going on the air for the first time, but I was sitting in front of an unfamiliar console, I'm pushing buttons and nothing's happening, none of my music is queued up, the microphones were it was just, it was such a stupid dream, but it was just like, why am I having this now? I've been going on the air for a semester and a half, it's something I look forward to, so it was just,
definitely.
And it wasn't even like it was a stress dream, it was just stupid. I was just sitting here going, well, that's not working. Well, that's not working.
That's a good attitude.
Well, that's still not working. So yeah, I don't know where that was coming from, but it was very strange. And then I held the door for some lady at Arby's who was in a wheelchair.
Now, this is still your dream.
No,
correct?
this is real now.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
No, that was it for the dream. It
Okay.
was very exciting.
You need to stop the heavy drinking before bed. That's all I have to say.
Was that the night I'd had a couple of gin and tonics? I'm trying to...
It's
No,
a
I don't remember now.
It's a bit extra.
So I held the door for this woman at Arby's in a wheelchair, and I'm thinking, okay, whatever, no big deal. She ran over my foot with her front and back wheel.
What?
Didn't say a word.
Are you serious?
Ran over my foot with her front and back wheel. And it's not like she didn't notice because... Thump.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's like a little
it's like a speed bump.
Yeah. Wow.
So she runs over my foot, and I'm just agog. I don't even know what to say.
The nerve of this lady.
So I'm not happy in the foot department because that happened. And then this weekend, I also whanged my little toe on the door jamb. So I'm limping around all Saturday, trying to cram my foot into some new shoes that I picked up. And so we've got a pool going at home, trying to figure out which day the nail is probably going to drop off because it's turning a lovely shade of plum.
I think you need to invest in some steel toe boots.
Well, then I kicked a different door with the same part of the other foot the next day. So I may need to get my inner ear checked.
Oof.
I don't know what's going on.
I want to get back to this lady at Arby's though. The nerve of this woman. I would if this had happened to me, I would have had half a mind to drag this lady out of her wheelchair. Not aggressively, of course. There's no real way to drag someone out of a wheelchair. All right,
from
I
aggression.
would gently place her outside of her wheelchair. I would gently caress her face and pick her up and then sit her besides her wheelchair.
And I'm sure she would sit there totally docile while you were doing the same thing, just staring into your eyes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not screaming and clawing.
Yeah, perhaps, maybe. Like, why is this strange handsome man taking me out of my wheelchair? Well, maybe it's because you're trying to chop my foot off with your dang evil death trap machine.
Why is this coconut with the soulful eyes taking me out of my chair?
It might go one of two ways. It could go that way. But wow, I can't believe. Did she even apologize?
She didn't even look back over her shoulder.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it.
I hope her roast beef sandwich was dry.
I hope they didn't put cheese on her big beef and cheddar.
Exactly. And we are talking about food, people. These are items at Arby's.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning for the entendres.
Yeah,
I'm not.
These are food items.
We're not talking about the Cherokee chin strap anymore.
Oh, that's Andrew Jackson. Gotta love him.
Oh,
gotta love him.
We can't. I wish we could talk about that, but that is
better. It's better that we don't.
Yeah,
it's better that
especially
we don't.
since we might have someone listening.
Oh goodness.
Well, do you want to move into the news, or did you have anything you wanted to bring up? Or
you know what? I am ready to get into it. I'm fired up.
Well, all right then. Now, I don't think you were here, but it's odd that this is a story that is related to another story that we did about a certain, shall we call, service shop.
All right.
City Council of Houston, Texas, unanimously passed an ordinance updating. Passed an updated ordinance on Wednesday, effectively blocked a proposed sex robot brothel from opening. Called it. Totally called it. B-Milly
has risen.
I think we might have to start this one over just because he was here for the original time.
This is perfect timing.
Are you ready to join us, or did you?
Always ready.
Perfect timing.
Oh.
Always ready.
See, I think I'm just going to start planning around the possibility that you might join us, and
exactly on the dot,
not start doing anything until really 9:15. We're just going to. B-Milly, everybody. B-Milly has joined us once again.
That's me.
Here on
Hello.
on Breakfast of Imbeciles every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. I think I said 9 to 10 p.m. once, and I meant to correct it, and then I was like, nobody's listening. Nobody cares.
Hey, you don't know that.
Come on.
I'm sure there were some poor listeners tuning in at 9 at night,
Where
disappointed.
is he? What's happening?
DJ
We've talked
Lunchbox.
about that a lot, but that would be very cool, like a night shift.
I would love
That
night
would be
shift.
very, very
I used
cool.
to do a night shift at a different school, which shall go
Hey.
unnamed, but I was on there from like 6 to 10.
Hey, I can imagine that.
It'd be very cool.
Griffin Radio after dark.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
we got to start playing all the PG-13 music at that point.
Get some type of taxi cab confessions thing going on. Oh yeah.
Well, it was in North County, so it'd be more like,
Okay.
3-axle confessions.
Yeah.
I was driving down the 78 freeway and I had to change a lane. Is that hot? Are you getting hot in here?
I'm getting very moist thinking of that.
Oh, please stop.
No, I'm perspiring. I forgot deodorant today. Sorry. That's me.
Lord. So we're gonna start this one over because this one it's related to a story I think you were actually here for.
Oh, okay.
So for anybody who's just tuning in, because this is such interesting news. The City Council of Houston, Texas unanimously passed an updated ordinance effectively promoting a blocked sex robot brothel from opening.
I was here for that story.
Absolutely.
They blocked it? I thought they approved it.
No, initially, no. This is in Houston. The first story was in Canada.
Oh.
So people are franchising.
Ooh.
The idea is spreading like wildfire.
A Canadian company that already operates an adult love dolls rent before you buy service. Oh, there is no part of that sentence that I like. There's no part of that makes me happy.
I mean,
Adult dolls rent before you buy service?
Yeah,
is that what you said?
I do somewhat agree. You gotta test drive the car before you drive it off the lot. You know what I mean? So I do agree with it in the sense.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and then I'm not gonna say anything more.
Okay.
I have more of the details here.
Okay.
But in this case, I kind of want to see who owned it before I did.
Yeah.
You know.
That's
Show me the doll facts.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's very good. I like that.
Oh man, I can only imagine the mascot for that. Oh,
Good God.
just a blow up doll with googly eyes. Staring at my soul.
So yeah, a rent before you buy sex doll service.
Oh, man.
In Toronto, had hoped to open a location in Houston, so it was a subsidiary of the same company. The other one was called Aura Dolls. This one is called Kinky's Dolls, and all of the S's are capitalized, so it gives you that little extra
Love it.
douchebag level.
Yeah,
Love it.
I'm already in love with this.
They sell and rent human-like dolls that can cost more than $3,000 each. Prior to this council's Wednesday vote, locals had organized to express their concerns. A petition speaking out against the business gained more than 10,000 signatures. Quote, "A business like this would destroy homes, families, finances of our neighbors and cause major community uproars in the city," said Pastor Vega, one of the speakers at the meeting.
That was a very pastoral voice he had.
As a woman, I am concerned and horrified to see where our society is taking us, Virginia Morales said. One city council member said he planned to record the business patrons entering the building and shame them online.
Oh, that
How
is
puritanical.
that is rude. You know what?
cares?
The problem I have with that pastor, let's be honest, the people that are buying these things, are they really coming from families that, you know, can you really see some like 35-year-old dude with 2 kids and a wife
Yes,
spending $3,000?
absolutely.
Well,
Really?
This is the rental place. If he wanted to buy it, it would be $3,000. But he could rent it for a reasonable
But
price.
also, like, you'd have to think the possibility of, I'd rather be doing this than cheating on my wife with like some
and that's
real
another
person.
thing. Is that considered cheating? Like if your significant other
I don't think
is
so.
making love to a doll?
Because it's not a real person.
Exactly. So hey, honey, I could spend $3,000 on this, or I could just, you know.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine
That
that
ultimate,
conversation?
yeah, I was gonna say that ultimatum conversation wouldn't go well. Here's the deal, honey. We got 2 options: either I cheat on you with a doll or a person.
She's not even real. God,
She's not even real.
She has nothing. She has nothing on you, babe. Oh God, you can't even cook. Come on, like really? I think it's really the same people that were buying blow up dolls back in the day, or buying those weird fleshlights.
That's
It's just very lonely people that maybe don't, they can't really seek that affection elsewhere.
My stance on that is like, I'm not gonna do it, so why care? I'm not gonna pay for that service.
Well, even if I wanted to do that, it's still my choice to do it.
Of course.
And until
you shouldn't be shamed for it.
Well, until we get to the point
Absolutely
where
not.
Mechanical blow-up dolls have some sort of rights too, then
that's a whole
who
other story.
cares?
Yeah.
Until the robot can
cares?
issue its consent.
Yeah.
Stop! You're hurting me. Then we have a problem.
Until Skynet takes over, then
Until Skynet
then
takes
we'll have a
over.
problem.
That's fact.
My favorite part of this, though, was the city council there in Houston had updated a local ordinance that banned patron from having sex with a device resembling a human at a business. Under the regulation, the business could still sell the sex robots. Now, there's that statement. So they just said they've updated the ordinance to ban people from having sex with a device resembling a human at a business. That's pretty darn specific, because later on the council went on to say it was not targeting any one particular business.
That's an extremely targeted
Considering the
statement.
entire ordinance was put into place because of one business wanting to open up a location, that's targeted. That is.
I don't think they had Burger King in mind when they made this one up. Yeah. This was
Well,
very
I
targeted.
mean,
King. Have it
you
your
also
way.
have to think of like
Home of the Whopper.
Ooh, that is a whopper of a story.
you have to think of like they probably put the ordinance in too just for people that do their business at work, like in the stall.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus
All
Christ.
right. We always go just a little too far on this story. I don't know if
That's another reason the ordinance could be there. I'm
that's what
just
they-
saying that's
yeah.
probably their mentality to get around them specifically targeting that business. They're probably like,
Yeah,
well, we were
but
thinking about all businesses.
But what kind of business could you possibly work in where you take a human resembling robot into your workplace to then
Does it have to be a whole human resemblance? Because aren't there like things out there that resemble human parts?
That is true.
You ask a good question. It doesn't specify whether it has to be
That's
a device
interesting.
resembling an entire human, just a human.
There you
So
go. I've done research on this as well, so I know
Jesse.
there are stuff. I'm just saying, I know there are things out there that resemble such
Jesse.
items. Yes.
that's what worries me.
Jesse, I've done some research.
I worry
he
myself.
says.
I worry myself.
And this is a great follow-up.
Okay.
St. Mary's Cathedral in Australia is taking heat for implementing a tap-and-go collection plate. Similar to what you'd see at McDonald's, the devices now allow patrons, or in this case, parishioners, to tap their chip-enabled credit cards and pay a certain amount in their tithing plates. The Roman Catholic Cathedral in Sydney announced the move on its Facebook page, but the outcry was so swift that the post was deleted soon after, though as always, someone took a screenshot. Multiple payments of $10 can be made by tapping your card once with several seconds in between each transaction, said St. Mary's in the post. Multiple payments! Multiple payments you could just swipe with your card right there at church.
Woo! Wow. Wow.
So basically they're making like ridiculous amounts of church donations? I'm confused at the story.
It's a collection plate that
Okay.
instead of just putting money in and people...
Oh, it's got like a card swiper?
It's got a card swiper.
Oh,
They're
wow.
evolving.
Oh,
they
and-
are evolving.
Oh, did I mention that it also accepts a $10 minimum donation?
Wow.
I thought you were going to say it also accepts MasterCard, not just Visa.
Yeah, we accept. Yeah,
But no American Express.
MoneyGram.
No
PayPal.
American Express.
Yeah.
A money grab.
Just give us your money, please.
Holy Father at PayPal.com.
Oh, man.
Wow. The nerve of these people to put a minimum of $10.
The
Wow.
absolute gall.
Now, the funny thing was, a lot of the people that were upset about this didn't really have an issue with the chip reader being passed around in the
Okay.
cathedral.
Really?
It was that the $10 minimum donation.
Oh.
So one Facebook user, if they'd made it a $2 minimum donation, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation. But somebody else said, I hate it when I go to church and I go to mass and I realize I don't have any cash on me.
That is true.
So I don't want to get too deep into this, but
Yeah.
okay, I was raised Christian, and so the whole
Okay.
purpose of it, of the money, is it's an order in the Bible that you're supposed to give so much money, and it's supposed to be kind of it's a voluntary act. It's a sort of a meditative act, sort of reflecting
Yeah.
on giving back. I love that this guy goes to church and is just like, patting himself, looking for cash.
Oh, come
And so-
on it.
So this religious rite for him is inconvenient. So he likes that they've installed an electronic card reader. So, when he doesnes remember his cash, when he's been at the Peppermint Rhino the night before and he's left all his singles in his glove box, he can just swipe his card.
Oh yeah.
That does bring up kind of an interesting question about just like the day and age we live in. Because when was the last time? I don't even remember the last time I had cash like on me.
That's true. It's
I don't
always-
remember the last time I had cash on me. I mean, it hasn't been years, but like it's at least been like a month.
I usually
month and
have
a half.
cash on me for about 2 weeks after I've had a birthday.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
I cannot remember the last time I had cash, and I wonder if they'll like set up an ATM outside. Like,
Okay. Oh, I can see it now. I can see it now.
the
And
Lord thanks you.
They'll have the whole Catholic guild thing. They'll have a statue of Mary right there on top of the right there on top of the ATM, just sort of gazing down
Like,
at the people.
you're only
It's like
pulling
a
out
confessional
$10?
booth.
They'll
It's
have
like a confessional
they'll have Michelangelo's God, touching Adam, except he'll be pointing at the withdrawal button on the screen.
And then it's your hand meeting his.
Jeez. I wonder if they pimp out their social media as well. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I guess they did, because a lot of this
That's
discussion was
awesome.
being held on Facebook, on the church's Facebook page.
Ooh.
Likes on Instagram. Woo! The Lord commands it. Oh God!
The Lord needs his stats to go up. He's not getting enough interactions.
The Lord doesn't have enough followers.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. No pun intended. Oh man.
Oh, we are just a bunch of dinguses.
The name of the show is growing more apt every single week.
Imbeciles.
Breakfast of Imbeciles.
I'm sorry.
God.
At the beginning, it was sophisticated gents having conversations about funny news. Now it's just a bunch of
Well, remember one week you were a couple of fancy lads over there.
Yeah.
And now it's just gone downhill. There wasn't much to start with when we began all those week ago, and now we really it's been a lateral move at best.
I love it.
Stealing oregano from a marijuana dispensary is a dopey thing to do. But that's what a group of Colorado thieves allegedly did early Wednesday after crashing a stolen minivan through the glass front entrance of Native Roots, a Colorado Springs pot shop, police said. After the break-in with the van, several accomplices entered the store from a different vehicle and carried out what they probably assumed were containers of marijuana, according to the Denver Post. The burglars loaded up the loot into the getaway car and drove west, leaving the van behind.
Okay. All right.
Turns out the vials that they looted looked like they contained marijuana, but were in fact display items filled with oregano.
All right, now.
So these guys broke into a head shop, trying to get some weed, ran out with a whole bunch of vials of samples, and it turned out to be oregano.
In their defense, maybe they were just trying to cook up a pizza and, the Walgreens was closed.
Yeah.
Buy a DiGiorno.
I wonder, like, if the cops that found them and, like, looked at their supply were like, hey, Jerry, take a look at this. And, like, they sniff it and they just let them go, like, yeah, have fun with your marijuana.
This is the good stuff. Okay. Oh, my God.
Like,
that's embarrassing. I mean, did the shop owner just put these up and did he put these displays up just for that sole purpose, like just in case somebody would?
Awesome.
I'm guessing it was probably for a couple of reasons. It doesn't go specifically into the article why there was oregano in the store, but I can guess it was a display that they could put out that wouldn't. It would. I can form a sentence.
You got it.
I'm
bottlenecked right behind my.
You got it.
He's very passionate.
They were
about
little
this.
vials that they had that were both a display just for visuals and also a cheap display in case somebody did actually try to shoplift and steal the samples.
That makes sense.
That is a beautiful.
Because you know how jewelers
measure.
will put everything away, they'll put it in the safe, and they don't leave anything out for anybody to see. I don't really know necessarily why a head shop would do it, except maybe to look like they were actually still in business. Because if I looked in a window of a weed store and I saw there wasn't any merchandise anywhere, I might assume they were going under. I'm completely speculating on everything here.
No, that's a good point.
But it seems like a good way to make it look like, look, this is weed we have. Isn't this great? But it's $2 worth of oregano.
It's that good stuff. Oh, mamma mia.
Mamma mia.
Oh. Now I just envisioned that there's a guy at home now making a pizza, and instead of oregano, he's just throwing like all these. He's throwing some butter on his
weed
pizza.
on there.
Yeah, it's like this is not what I wanted. Like, what is going on here?
Wow, these edibles really, I'm not feeling anything. But these brownies are just terrible.
There you go. Oh, that is beautiful.
That's awful. That's what that is. That's not.
I love these dumb criminals.
That would be funny.
They are good, aren't they?
That would be funny if like the medical marijuana shop had like the best oregano in town. Like, oh, you gotta buy your oregano from the Medi shop.
the dankest oregano around.
Our marijuana infused Parmesan cheese.
Ooh, that would sell. That would sell.
But I think we should also clarify that Grossmont College does
We do
in no
not
way
condone.
condone any kind of drug use whatsoever. This is all Jay and Silent Bob talk.
I
However-
spit at the thought of the devil's lettuce.
However, if somebody trademarks weed infused Parmesan,
I want
we
in.
came up with
I want
it.
in on
Yes.
that.
We came came up
I will
with
come
it.
for you. I want some of that dough.
TM.
No pun intended. I want some of that dough.
Oh my
Don't
Lord.
condone it, but it would be
Exactly.
an amazingly good selling idea.
We don't condone it, but we will gladly profit off of it.
that.
Okay.
Sure, I learned about that in my business law class, but it was so long ago that it's completely... we are going to take a little break here. Once again, I am DJ Lunchbox on Breakfast of Imbeciles every Tuesday and Thursday from... What
You
time?
got it. You
9
got
to
it.
10.
There it is.
9 to
There
10
you are.
a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Joined this morning with...
DJ Thunderstruck.
And DJ B-Milly.
Don't forget, guys, you can check us out on Griffin Radio 119, Instagram, Griffin Radio SD, and the TuneIn app. Look for Griffin Radio. Once again, hit me up at lunchboxthedj@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Griffin Grossmont College Radio, El Cajon, California.
I'm gonna bring in a magnifying glass one day.
I wish you would. And some kind of big fedora. Welcome back, everybody. This is Breakfast of Imbeciles every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. on Griffin Radio. I am your illustrious host, DJ Lunchbox here, joined as usual.
With DJ B-Milly, that's me.
And the miserable, depressed, lowly DJ Thunderstruck.
Wow, that took a turn. It only took us, 22 minutes for that to happen?
It comes and goes. It comes in bursts.
You are mercurial.
I have no
You are
idea what
cheap.
that means, but I'm going to take it as an insult. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
You never say nothing nice to me, so I'm just going to assume everything you say is just rude.
Well, not where other people can hear. Of course not.
Yeah, of course. That would ruin the fun.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Okay.
So welcome back, everybody. We are just going through our news roundtable for Tuesday. Yeah, it is
Beautiful
kind of warm out.
Tuesday.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
it
beautiful.
is.
I had to turn around and look behind me because it's like, what is it? What day is it out here?
Not to be the people that small talk about the weather, but it's finally getting to a point that I avidly enjoy in the year where it's like getting cold at night.
You're allowed to talk about it when you're at a seasonal shift.
Yeah.
Because I love that change between summer and fall. Now, I know it doesn't last because it stays pretty darn hot here in San Diego through Thanksgiving
Right.
when we have
Yeah.
to throw our
Yeah.
house open and turn the air conditioning on because,
Yeah.
California.
I'm just ready
You
to
gotta
throw
love
on
it.
the flannels, throw on the sweaters.
Ooh.
See all the ladies in their leggings and their Uggs and their pumpkin spice lattes with their beanies and their oversized sweaters.
It is oddly specific.
You
It
know-
is,
you
but
know
it
what?
also
Don't mock me.
it is also
Oh, I'm
oddly
gonna.
very true.
See? You see
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
I mean that is a spot on representation of
They're
what
gonna-
the season
They're
changes
they are going
that's-
to be coming out in drones. You watch those lines in Starbucks.
In drones.
in drones.
In droves.
Thank
you
you.
said yep.
Drones.
Flying
No,
drones.
They are literally flying from drones. Up
Drones
the
are
sky.
carrying them in.
Amazon's just carrying them by the six
They're
pack.
hey, I wouldn't mind one of those being delivered right to my door, if you know what I'm saying.
Just gonna pop one of them out of a blister pack from Amazon. And
If Amazon starts delivering women with pumpkin spice lattes and leggings to my door, Jeff Bezos, you can do whatever you want, sir. You have a blank check, sir, to do whatever you want. If you can deliver one of those to my door, just let's do this. Come on.
I have no follow up to this.
This is my favorite part of the week, I swear. This is the
man.
best. I love this.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry.
I'm not. This is the best.
Once again, DJ Thunderstruck just comes in,
I know.
lightning strikes us, and we're
Like literally an immediate left.
Oh God. I always seem to derail this train off its tracks. I'm sorry.
you know what though, but it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah,
There
it
you
It
go.
keeps
really
us on
does.
our toes. We stay creative. The juices keep flowing.
Yeah.
Oh, something's flowing. I don't know what it is, but
Jesse,
We're not back to that again.
okay.
Thunderstruck, I need you to not.
Okay. Let's just get back into it.
Let's listen to the news.
Yeah.
shall we?
All right. What do we have next?
Police in Ohio say a reported dead body spotted at the side of the
Oh.
road was found by a coroner, which turned out to be a realistic mannequin.
Oh. In a Bobby world, life in plastic. Plastic.
Coleraine Township Police said officers responded Thursday to a report of a dead body on the side of a road outside a nature preserve in Hamilton County. That's an odd place to find a sex doll. It's outside of a nature preserve. I mean, getting back to nature, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
The body had been spotted wrapped in a garbage bag by county engineers.
Oh.
Police located the body, but it wasn't until the coroner arrived they discovered it was a dummy.
Wow.
The cops couldn't identify it until an actual...
They couldn't tell that it was a latex doll and
Don't
not a
touch
human
any of it.
being until the coroner arrived.
That's the definition of not my job. Not my job. Not going to bother.
What? I can't
I
even
imagine that person comes. So, what are we looking at? It's plastic. Really?
I mean, did they just stand
God.
100 feet away and stare at it, waiting until the coroner arrived?
Possibly.
That
If I had been that coroner.
Could they not see the "Made in Ukraine" stamped on its ankle? I mean, how could you
If I
not
had-
know that?
You know what? I'm thinking if I had to drive out for that, I would be pretty angry. But you know, now that I think about it, that'd be hilarious.
the detectives show up.
No, it'd just be
Hey,
hilarious.
sir, there's a body over here. Gross. Now, back to my hunch.
Get the coroner.
Would you be angry or relieved that you were driving out for a false alarm, or relieved that you were not going to have to spend the rest of your day wrist deep in a dead body?
I think
A little bit of both.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think a little bit of both, just because, like, I'm pretty sure that you're getting paid regardless. So it's like, I mean, I got to drive all the way out there at, like, 11 at night.
Mm-hmm.
But also, B, like, I got paid a good chunk of money to just come out here and tell these ding-dongs that it was a plastic doll.
That is one heck of a story to tell.
That's crazy, isn't that?
Oh, yeah. Now, you said this mannequin was found wrapped in a trash bag, right?
Yeah. Outside
Okay,
the
so,
nature
imagine-
preserve.
so all right, so I'm thinking somebody must have just tried to dispose of this thing because they were ashamed,
Yeah.
or they purposely tried to like make this seem like some dead body, an actual dead body. Like,
Yeah.
this was probably some bad joke.
I have a feeling, and this might be oddly specific.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling somebody bought this thing, did what you do with one of those, was overcome with shame after the fact, and then tried to get rid of it.
Oh, I've been there.
Could you imagine if they called somebody, like, the coroner says, it's a doll. Okay, thanks. We need to call somebody from Build-A-Bear Workshop right now. Get down here immediately. Get down here immediately. We need to see who did this.
We need this crime solved
Get
immediately.
the American Girl team down here right now.
Oh God.
Got a
They
suspect.
come down.
Now,
They come
this
down
is-
in a pink, like they come down in a Power Wheels.
Oh man, this is a Black Mirror episode. This is a Black Mirror episode. I feel like.
And every member of the team would be ethnically diverse. You know,
Oh my God. Like one of them's a rocket scientist.
Oh yeah, they've got a bunch of different like jobs and
There you
like
go.
things.
I'm a teacher. Like, I'm a police officer.
I'm a lawyer.
I'm like, what does this matter?
And
Like,
I'm Miley Cyrus.
oh God.
Oh my god,
Okay,
I'm
on this,
crying.
Ugh.
Oh man.
now on this next story,
That's
I want to
awesome.
preface it by saying that I am purposefully not saying anyone's names or giving
Okay.
any specific information because I just really don't want them to get any more attention
Okay.
or drive any traffic.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Firefighters spent an hour working to release a YouTube prankster who cemented his head inside a microwave.
That don't impress me much.
This kid and a group of friends mixed 7 bags of polyfilla before they poured it in around his head, which was protected by a plastic bag inside the microwave.
Oh, so you're telling me they literally cemented his head?
Literally cemented his head inside a microwave, apparently attempting to use it
God.
as a mold to make a cast of his head.
God. It's
But
just
why?
absurd now. It's just getting absurd.
So yeah, they did this on YouTube and then filmed it and uploaded it. I'm like, I don't want to give any names. You can
Yeah.
probably find it if you're really that interested, but I just don't want to be.
I agree with that. I just in the age of YouTube, so many people trying to stand out and do different things, they end up doing a lot of
Those
these
poor-
ridiculous stunts.
Yeah, those
Well, I
poor
blame Jackass
officers.
for really starting this whole stupid trend of doing dumbass things for people to pay attention. Look at me! Look how exciting I am!
like, you get all the
Get over
fake pranks.
But it's
and-
also, I feel like it's a combination of Jackass and the fact that in today's day and age it's so easy.
Oh,
Like
God.
just the fraction of effort that you have to put in to put something online.
right.
Like
right.
10-year-olds are putting out like Twitch streams and YouTube videos, and it's like,
Yeah, I mean, that's...
give me a break with some of these. Like, at least have a parental consent form or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. But like I said, you just get all these people that are trying to get their quick
Yeah,
YouTube fame
yeah,
and make that
yeah.
money. Like I even remember a story from, I think it was last year. I think a woman shot and killed her husband while they were recording a video. He held a book to his chest, and they wanted to see if a Desert Eagle bullet would be stopped by the book.
Oh, you mentioned that earlier. I remember hearing you say that.
Yeah, so of course it didn't pan out. And yeah, all because they wanted to make a YouTube video.
And Desert Eagle sales
become
went through the
famous.
roof.
Yeah, possibly. So I don't really condone these type of things. I just look at it with shame and just oh god.
Well, as well you should, because
Let's continue.
Yeah, there was a lot of stupid things here. By the time the emergency services were called about 2:00 on Wednesday to the garage of this. List the location. I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
His friends had already been trying to free him for about an hour and a half. They managed to feed an air tube into the bag to help him breathe, which makes me wonder: was there not an air tube to begin with?
Oh my god!
Of course there wasn't.
Wow.
So
they didn't think this through.
So they were able to get a hose, I'm guessing, kind of worked up along his jawline through the bag around his head.
Yeah.
This guy who did this was running this particular YouTube channel, which at the time had gained about 865,000 views for this video, which just... We're getting back to the Roman Colosseum days, people. Are you not entertained?
Well, it's like, it goes back, I think there was like a psychological thing where it's like, people love to watch other people do stupid things they would never do.
Exactly. And you want... We all want to see that traffic accident. We want to.
Yeah.
Our base instincts, as much as we say that we're high-minded, good people, we all still want to see the accident. We want to see how bad it was. What happened?
It's why there's traffic on the freeways when accidents happen, because police officers and like ambulances and trucks will pull the accident off to the side or try to get people around it, and people will still slow down, stop, and watch and try to look
so much.
at
I
that.
hate that so much. It annoys me.
Well, the part of this too that this alleged adult, 22,
Quote,
but
unquote.
obviously, yeah, there's different developmental stages here have been skipped. Obviously, it took them nearly an hour, the emergency services, to free him using a screwdriver to chip it away carefully from his head so they didn't, accidentally stab him with it.
Yeah.
But this was a call that the emergency services could have actually been used to do something important.
Right.
That wasn't saving somebody from themselves.
There could have been a more serious incident going on. Gosh. Instead, they're wasting their time on this.
Exactly.
I feel like his
People gotta be
punishment...
ding-dongs,
For his
man.
punishment, they should have just left him in there for a couple more hours. Like, we're going to leave you there.
Can you breathe? Fine. Okay, we'll be
right.
back. We're going to get some lunch.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
let
going to
you-
drill
we'll
a
let you-
tube in
we'll
there
let you think
so
about
that you
this
can
one.
breathe.
Right. We'll let you think
Just get an
about
eyedropper and run some cherry Coke down the hose for him in case he's thirsty.
Oh, God. Man. The things they do.
Brandon, for you, I think we got time for one more here. It's about 15 till. You okay for that?
Gotcha.
All right.
Let's do it.
On Tuesday, August 7th, 43-year-old Kurt Michael Fulton was arrested after he allegedly hid cherry pies, VHS tapes,
You got it.
VHS tapes, and other various items underneath the parked cars of women so he could see them bend over and pick them up while he watched from a distance with binoculars.
Jesus.
Oh, this is for the last story. Whoops.
It's okay. I still like it.
Yeah, that's what that was for.
I
That's
mean,
microwave guy. Okay.
it's not the worst. It's not the worst sound effect for it. I mean,
that
the
build-up, I
humming
didn't
was
know.
long.
Yeah. I didn't know what that buildup was for.
Yeah, exactly.
I got excited.
Yeah.
I got excited.
So this guy was putting cherry pies and things under women's cars so he could see them bend over.
There it is.
There you go. That's the money.
Bless. Be it.
Griffin Radio. We're professionals.
Sweet cherry pie.
The incident started near Rainbow Foods in Youngstown, Florida. I can't believe this story. That's just so weird.
That is
it's
unbelievable.
odd.
How many? No, I don't want to ask that.
So the
Continue.
police chief reported in a press conference that this guy was involved in an incident on Sunday in this parking lot where he would sit in his car, put stuff under women's cars, and then sit nearby with binoculars and just wait for them to bend over so he could watch with the binoculars.
Wow.
Sometimes he would run back to his car and move his car so that he could find a better vantage point.
Oh my gosh.
And then the woman would then be forced to bend over to see what they've driven over, or after hearing a crunching or squishing sounds after getting out of their cars.
He thought this through.
Oh, he planned this out.
Oh, wow.
This is a big crime.
Jeez.
It's a huge crime.
A 25-year-old woman called the police after she discovered a laptop had been placed underneath her vehicle. Now, in this day and age, a lot of people, I think, if they'd found a laptop under their car, would instantly think NCIS, oh my God, it's a bomb.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That'd be
Because-
really suspicious.
I would run. I'd run for my car if I found some sort of electronic
Heck yeah.
device like that.
Heck yeah.
So this dude was arrested and charged with aggravated stalking with habitual offender and with a habitual offender second offense enhancement, as it was discovered he'd been arrested for the same crime in 2007.
Oh my
So
God.
that's this guy's thing. He
Repeat
just
offender.
likes putting stuff under people's cars, under women's cars, and checking out their booty when they back over it.
Well, you know what? I think this guy dodged a bullet, because if I had been walking by this woman's car and saw a cherry pie, I might have bent over and grabbed one of those, and he would not have liked that sight.
No, he would have.
He would have.
We know you. We see you.
Oh,
Yeah.
aw,
Yeah. You're a
thanks,
good-looking
guys.
guy,
You
Jesse.
do your squats.
Thanks.
You do your squats.
You keep it
Okay.
tight.
I try. Well, thank you. Well, in that case, I would have put on a show then. Take that.
Every day is a show. Every day is a show.
Every
It is.
single one. That is unbelievable.
But now I'm in the mood for a cherry pie.
I
so
kind of want to buy too.
It's been
I'm
a
not
while.
a fan of cherry pie. I'm not a fan.
For me, I have to eat it when it's fresh, or
Okay.
it gets soggy, and then, you know what? This just sounds it's completely innocent, but it just sounds so dirty.
Soggy pie.
We're talking about never
Nothing
mind.
wrong
No.
with that.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Throw some whipped cream.
Do we
Oh
have
my
to
gosh.
do we have to let you go? I want to keep you if we can, but I know you got other responsibilities to less interesting people.
Yeah, I better head out, make like a tree and head out.
Are we going to do this again?
Woo! Yeah, Griffin Radio.
He's off like a prom dress,
Griffin
ladies and
Radio.
gentlemen.
Ha
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us,
guys.
B-Milly. We will see you on
Yeah,
Thursday.
It's always
we
the best.
appreciate it.
B-Milly, ladies and gentlemen, here on Griffin Radio on Breakfast of Imbeciles every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 to 10 a.m. I think we got time for one or two more stories.
Yeah.
You up for that?
I'm ready. Let's close this out.
Oh, that's too bad because this is a good one too.
All right.
I lost my place there. I don't know why I have that one. Oh, I misnumbered that one. Okay. So, plan. The story, the lesson here is make sure you plan your stuff out because I've got things in different orders than they should be.
It's all good.
May 31st, Bay County Sheriff's Major Jimmy Stafford was able to take down a 25-year-old man named Justin Tyler Stanford. Not the same family. They are not related. They got the same last name, but they are not related. Sheriff was able to take the man down with 2 well-placed hits of canned food.
Okay.
The incident began approximately 11 a.m. when the man walked into a Rainbow Food store in Youngstown, Florida, wielding a hammer and threatened to shoot and kill customers. The officer Jimmy was in the store whilst the robbery was taking place and jumped into action by grabbing canned goods off the shelf and launching them at the suspect, managing to hit the suspect twice with the canned goods, distracting him long enough until the police arrived and apprehended him.
Now that's one heck of a heroic story.
I gotta say, this is a classic case of bringing beans to a hammer fight.
That is a wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you went there.
Low-hanging fruit, right?
That's a good one though. That's pretty clever. Those things hurt. Those things hurt.
The suspect had been involved in a car accident earlier and was taken to a hospital first to take care of his injuries. While in the hospital waiting room, he reached for a deputy's gun who was guarding him and was then charged with resisting arrest with violence due to a separate incident. They have no relation to one another. That is just weird.
That's what is
That's
wrong?
that's
I have
hilarious. So
no idea what's going through
dude
this
goes
guy's
into a
mind.
grocery store with trying to hold up the
Right.
hold up the place with a hammer, presumably, and
Wow.
police officer just starts chucking cans of beans at him.
Hey,
That we should research that for future crime prevention.
You
There
know
may,
what?
may be something to it.
I'm just glad this officer wasn't in the aisle with all the boxes of rice and marshmallows because that would have been. I don't think that would have had the same effect. Just hurling, just hurling like a box of raisins at this guy
Yeah,
or
just
something.
soft food.
Yeah,
Oatmeal.
man.
Powder in his face.
that's good. Or just maybe like chucking a watermelon at him. Oh man, I want to know what kind of cans though. Was it a can of corn? Was it a can of black beans? That's the real question here.
Well, they don't go into that much detail, but you do make an interesting point here. We need the details. The devil is in the
Right.
details. I need
Right.
to know the specifics.
Because a can of beans is going to be way heavier than like a can of corn. And we're talking like the size of the beans, the size of the can.
Why would a can of beans be heavier than a can of corn?
Oh, trust me. I know these things.
Was this you? Was this you
I'm
under an
a cook.
assumed name?
I'm a cook. I'm a chef. I have experience with these things.
No, what we need to do is get Mr. Mind in here after class and really hash this
That-
out because I think he would be the authority.
That is true. Oh, well, then I take that statement back then.
Mr. Mind, ladies and gentlemen, is also in our radio class he wears many hats. He's a
our
chef,
resident chef.
He's a DJ. He's a producer. I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting too.
Well, he does rap. He's a rapper.
He's a rapper. Yeah.
You could consider him a rapper.
And he does his own show here at what, noon?
Yeah,
noon on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Which is actually interesting, unlike this, because he talks to people who have things to say, as opposed to us who just sitting here lighting our farts, so to speak, on the radio.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. I mean,
I don't want to try it.
It's fun.
I don't want to try it.
Now that's a new bit we're gonna have to try out.
A Florida man took extraordinary steps to prevent his pickup from being repossessed, but failed spectacularly. Johannes Lopez of Homestead discovered earlier this month that a repo man's tow truck had been hooked up to his Ford F-250 and had hoisted the rear wheels off the ground, preparing to haul it away. Lopez had fallen behind on his payments, according to the police report obtained by the Orlando Sentinel. He told the tow truck driver he just wanted to take a few items out of the pickup before it was towed. Instead, he jumped into the cab, fired up the pickup, and attempted to drive it away while it was still attached to the tow truck, according to Inside Edition. Wow. The four-wheel drive pickup definitely had power, enough to lift the tow truck's front wheels off the ground.
Oh, my God.
So he got a couple of feet, maybe.
Oh, my God.
The tow truck driver says, "That was a first. Never seen one of my trucks go up in the air like that." However, the repo man won the round, and Lopez was arrested a few minutes later and charged with grand theft and criminal mischief.
You know, where is this from again? Florida? Is this Florida?
You know it's Florida.
Oh, God, what is wrong with that state? What is going on over there?
What did he think was going to happen?
Oh, my God.
If his truck was attached to the tow truck already, what did he think was going to happen? That it was just going to pop and let go? The whole point of a tow truck is to securely hold a vehicle while it's in transit.
Some people, man, they don't think these things through.
I think he's just probably seen one too many episodes of Smokey and the Bandit or something.
He's watching those Repo Men kind of reality TV shows on like True TV. That was a lot of True.
He's seen way too many of those 70s and 80s TV show where somebody's driving their Cadillac and they burst through a locked chain link fence and it just simply springs open. That kind of thing.
That would not happen, ladies and gentlemen.
No. I mean, it could, but from what I understand, doesn't usually the fence just kind of catch the car?
Yeah, especially if you're driving that type of vehicle. You better be driving something heavy. That is just, but come on, something's in the water over at Florida. What are they doing over there?
I don't know. Whatever's in the water there, it's not fluoride. I'll tell you that.
Whew.
That is. I think we got time for one more story here. So, skipping that one. Yeah, this is a good one here. 11 sandwich shops in Maine combined forces to create a 160-foot-long Italian sandwich. Unfortunately, Yo Mama was unavailable for comment at the time of the story.
What the heck? Oh my God.
The ginormous sandwich disappeared as quickly as it was created, devoured by the hungry passersby in Portland's Monument Square. Organizer Jim Britt said details will be sent to the Guinness World Book of Records, which will consider creating a new category for Maine sandwich. This was a trial run for another effort next year with a representative of the Guinness World Book of Records on hand.
Wow, that's a lot of bread.
As the story goes, the Italian sandwich was invented in Portland by Giovanni Amato, who began selling sandwiches by pushcart after opening a bakery in 1902. There are now dozens of sandwich shops selling Italian sandwiches in the greater Portland alone.
That is just beautiful. There's nothing else I can say to that. That's beautiful.
I am so hungry. I want some cherry pie and I want an Italian hoagie now.
Man.
Now that nice crunchy roll with the crunchy outside and the soft interior.
Right. That just reminds me of a sandwich they sell over at our work. It's this giant like sub sandwich and like they call it a Big Daddy, which is it's rightfully named. Shout out to my boys Ruben and Danny. They know what I'm talking about. These big long sandwiches called a Big Daddy. Oh God, they're beautiful.
I love sandwiches. Sandwiches make me happy.
Yes, they make me moist.
Maybe I should eat breakfast before I come in here because I'm hungry.
Probably you should. Probably.
All right, everybody. We are going to wrap it up here. Once again, Breakfast of Imbeciles every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Check us out on Facebook at Griffin Radio 119. Our Instagram account is Griffin Radio SD. We're always adding new content to it, so check us out there. And, of course, you can always listen to us on the Griffin Radio channel on the TuneIn app for your Android and iPhone. And, of course, at grossmont.edu/Griffin Radio. I have been DJ Lunchbox here.
With the egotistical DJ Thunderstruck.
And don't forget, you can hit me up at I will never get my own email address. I swear
I'm
to
telling you,
God.
send your hate mail to DJ Lunchbox. We need that email.
Yeah, but any other comments you have, send them to lunchboxthedj@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Here at Griffin Radio. Have a
good rest of your day, listeners.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Sooner.